guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a comparison slash demo on the new Morphe 35O2 palette. So this palette from today's date launched about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I was kind of skeptical at first to get the palette because, you know, I got the 35O palette and I personally, it wasn't one of my favorites. It was very, very hyped up. A lot of people were hyping it, making it seem like something extraordinary, which it is a good palette. However, it just wasn't my personal favorite palette that Morphe makes. It just in general, it just wasn't a palette that I reached for often, or a palette that I thought about reaching for often. Just so you guys know, this is what the 35O palette looks like. So as you see, it was like a lot of light warm colors. It has a lot of lightness in this area here. A lot of transition shades, brow bone shades. It has some lighter browns in here, and it has your oranges on this side. And like I said, it is a really pretty palette. It's a very neutral palette, but personally I really enjoy bolder looks. So when I first saw the 35O2 palette, I was like, but then I saw a comparison between this palette and the 35O2, and I knew I had to get it. So this is what the 35O2 palette looks like, which as you can see, when I first open it and you just see this by itself, the only thing that you notice is this matte black is the only big difference, right? That's what you think. Until I open the 35O, hold them side by side, and you'll see. On the top is the 35O2 and on the bottom is the 35O. So as you can see, the 35O looks very, very light. It almost looks washed out, while the 35O2 is very bold. It has some nice pops. It's very vibrant, very dark and rich. Once I saw the comparison, I knew I had to have this palette because I was like, maybe I'll like it more than I like the 35O palette. And I was absolutely right. Like this palette here, I've used it already 3 times and I love it. Every time I make a look out of it, I'm just obsessed with it. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I don't feel like it's too light. I don't feel like it's like not noticeable at all. Every single color in here is super, super pigmented, super, super vibrant. I really enjoy the fact that it's a lot of darker neutrals and you have your more vibrant reds and oranges, and the fact that it has a matte black. The only thing that this palette needed was a nice brow bone shade, but I could see why they didn't include it in here because it would have been too light to kind of go with it. So I just always reach for another palette, or I'll just reach for an individual eyeshadow that I have that will work out for a brow bone color. I really do love this palette. Totally think it's worth it, and I love Morphe's new packaging. So this is the box that it comes in. So it's really, really nice and sleek. It has the red here on the side. It just looks more sophisticated. It looks like a nicer brand, and it has, you know, nice little description of the palette on the back. It says the name of it and whatnot. And then on the outside, it's also very, very nice and sleek as well. And then it also has the name of the palette on the bottom, just like the other one. And then it just says back here what it is. So I really, really enjoy the fact that it's so sleek. And even though the names aren't on the palette per se, it does come with a little slip that does have all the shadow names. So I'm gonna put them on there. So as you can see, it has all of the shadow names there. So I really do enjoy that because it just makes it easier for tutorial purposes. So anyways, if you guys want to learn how I did this look using the 35O2 palette, then continue watching. So we're going to start off with the Morphe 35O2 palette, and I'm going to start off with the shade Universal with the Morphe M533 brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff that into the crease as a nice transition. Then I'm going into the shade Tan, and I'm just going to take that on a MAC 224 brush, which is a little bit smaller, and put that in the transition as well as an outer V to start creating that nice blend. Then I'm taking the shade Fire with that same brush, and I'm going to multi-focus it on the outer V, and then I'm going to go ahead and put whatever's left over into the inner corner. And then I'm taking a different brush and just putting that same exact color right on top to kind of build up the intensity. This is a Morphe M433 brush. Then I'm just going back in with the 224 brush and just blending out all the edges, making sure it's nice and seamless. Then I'm going in with the shade Chestnut, and I'm taking that on a MAC 217 brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and build up the intensity on the outer V, and then blend in any of the color into the inner crease part. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take the shade Brave on a smaller brush, And I'm going to start defining the outer corner, and I mostly want to just focus this on the outer V, and it's okay if it's not blended right now because we will go back in with a different brush and blend out all of the harsh edges. So then I'm going back in with the 217 brush and just making sure everything blends in nicely, and that's one thing I love about this formula is it blends in very, very easily. And then I'm going into the Muddy shade and Wiz, and I'm taking that same exact brush and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that right on top on the outer V to start intensifying the outer V. And I am going to go ahead and build this up because I didn't want to start off with too much just in case if it got too dark, since they are very, very pigmented. And then going back in with the 217 brush and just blending out all of the edges, making sure it looks nice and seamless. And then I'm going in with this matte shade from my Tarte lip palette and just going and highlighting my brow bone. And then I'm going into the shade Polished, and I'm taking that on this Urban Decay flat synthetic brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and pack that onto the eyelid. And then I'm going into the shade Pure, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in my inner corner, then put on some eyeliner, and after that then I'm going to go into the shades Chestnut and Brave, and I'm going to go ahead and smoke out my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put on some black eyeliner on the inner corner of my eyes, the outer corners of my eyes. And then I'm going back in with that Pure color, and I'm just going to go ahead and really intensify it in the inner corner to make a nice pretty highlight. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put on some mascara. This is the Rimmel London Scandaleyes mascara. It's supposed to be a good dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but I don't really find that it is because the formula is a little bit more wet. So it doesn't give you as much volume, but it does give very, very nice length. So I'm just going to go ahead and build that up. And then once we have done that, the look is complete. I hope you guys did enjoy this look. And as always, if you guys recreate this look, make sure you guys do use my hashtag. I would love to see it on my Instagram. And if you have any requests, leave them down below in the comment section. And also let me know down below if you guys are going to pick up this palette and what are your thoughts on it. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then.